Minds met at the Michaelis School of Fine Art. Years later, the pair would go on to start an extraordinary company known as the Handspring Puppet Company. Adrian, Kohler and Basil Jones used the puppets to tell the stories of their native South Africa. It is their work on producing and directing the famous life-size horses created for War Horse, which is set during World War I, that earned them international acclaim, and soon their awards came flooding in. Well, Kohler and Jones join us now from our Sea Point studios to tell us about their recent ACT Lifetime Achievement Award and their love for puppetry. A very good morning to you, gentlemen, and welcome to Morning Live. It's great to have you.
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning, Pearl.
Well, Adrian, let me start with you. What does it mean to you for your company, Handspring Puppet Company, to have been awarded the ACT Lifetime Achievement Award?
We're completely thrilled because it means that our profession is being recognized as a relevant art form. When we began in 1981, we were just a small children's theatre company, and the idea of puppet theatre was something a bit puzzling to many people, but it has grown over the years, and internationally the whole subject is getting bigger, and this award seems to be a recognition of that puppetry is a big word now.
Now, Basil, for someone who may not know, take us back to when the company was first established, and take us back to what was going on at the time. What was it that you guys wanted to share with the country and ultimately the world with what you were doing?
Well, Pearl, we were, in those days, we were doing children's work. We had a kind of a truck converted into a caravan. All the puppets, all the sets, and the four of us had bunks in this caravan converted truck. And we toured around Southern Africa to schools. We performed in Botswana, where we had been working previously, Swaziland, Namibia, and of course all across South Africa. So that's what we were doing in the first 5 years, children's work. And it was only in year 5 that we did our first piece for adults. We weren't at all sure that it was going to be successful. We were pretty sure that it wouldn't have an audience, but in fact it was both successful and created quite a sensation at the Grahamstown Festival and the Baxter Theatre, where we performed it first. And that, from then onwards, we started doing work for adults. And War Horse is, in fact, is a kind of a return to children's theatre, or certainly family theatre. But previous to that, we did mainly work for adults and worked with a number of quite well-known directors, most notably William Kentridge.
Now, Adrian, puppetry is no doubt a huge buzzword in the rest of the globe, but how would you say South Africa compares?
Well, it definitely has grown here. Out of the factory that we had, building horses for War Horse, have emerged 4 companies within Cape Town alone, and in other centres there are there are groups as well that are very active in Gauteng, but in Cape Town there's one group called Ukwanda who are writing and developing their own plays. There's another group called Shrink Ray Puppets. So and there is an international organization which has a very active branch now in Cape Town. So a lot of people, we've branched out also into a kind of community theatre domain, where we've been working for 7 years with a group in Barrydale in the Little Karoo, where we've been using puppetry and theatre arts as a kind of adjunct to the arts activities of this very vibrant group called Net for Pret, who have been working with youth in previously a disadvantaged area.
Now, Basil, I'd like you to please expand on what Adrian has been saying, but in terms of the evolution of puppetry, how has it evolved, if at all? I'm speaking about the materials that get used. Is there maybe some technological aspects that get incorporated into puppetry now? How has it changed from back in the day when you first started?
Well, I think the thing that Handspring has really discovered in puppetry is the subject of breath. We found the breathing of the puppet, whether it's a horse, an animal, or a human being, is really important and the kind of basis for all the movement of the puppets. And it's something that we talk about a lot to our puppeteers. The irregularity of the breath, the way that breath expresses emotion, it's part of the language that puppets use, and it's become fundamental to all our work. And we're quite happy to see that a lot of other puppet companies around the world are using breath as an important foundation for all their movement. And then in terms of materials, We've been using cane a lot. The horses were made out of cane, and we're now starting to use bamboo, which is lighter and has a particular springy sort of life in it for new puppets that we're making. We're making wolf puppets at the moment, and bamboo is an interesting new material that we're exploring with them.
All right, thank you so much, Adrian and Basil. Thank you so much. And I know that there's a project in the pipeline with the Chinese and British actors, but we'll certainly be looking out for that one. That's Adrian Kohler, is the co-founder and artistic director of Handspring Puppet Company, while Basil Jones, co-founder and executive producer, while the pair bestowed with the Lifetime Achievement accolades at the recent Arts and Culture Trust Awards. Time for a break.